Welcome, everybody. I am so glad that a bunch of people have actually said they're making it. I know I did this super last minute. I've been talking about it since last week, saying I was going to be doing this tonight and never put out the invite or did anything for it. Like, completely forgot about it. I guess with my sister having a baby this weekend, things got a little crazy and it totally escaped my mind. So I remembered today and I sent out the invitation as soon as I remembered. And I got quite a few people that had said they're interested and they were planning to join. So I might give you just a minute just to see if anybody does get on. If not, I'm going to get started. And this will be live and it will be recorded. And so it'll be available here to replay if you aren't able to make it live while I'm actually here right now. Planning to do this for about 45 minutes, if that. I'm trying to keep it as quick as I can. I know we're all super busy. I know we all have so many things going on and I don't want to take up your whole night because I'm sure even if you think detoxing is awesome, you probably don't want to sit and hear about it for that long. So I'm going to try to do this as quickly as possible. Trying to see if we get anybody on here. I sent out a reminder that it was going on, but I know people are probably in the middle of dinner, homework, getting kids, ready for like bed or sports or whatever. I know there's a lot going on, so I'm hoping that a few people can make it on. If not, I'm just going to start, and like I said, the replay will be available for you to watch. So we're going to start with. I'm going to start with this before maybe if people aren't on yet, and then this way at least I'm touching the topics that people asked about while they're here, hopefully. But what is detoxing? Like, the question, this is a big question I get from people is, what is it? Hi, Donna. So anyway, detoxing is just doing some things that are going to remove toxic substances from your body. And unfortunately, nowadays, we live in a toxic world, guys. We are seriously overloaded with toxins. And it's really, really scary because it's causing a lot of problems in all of our lives. Whether we have serious illnesses or, autoimmune, chronic illness, adrenal fatigue, all of these things, it's crazy. Toxins are literally taking over. Like, it's affecting us in so many different ways. And unfortunately, it's really hard to live with a lot of these things. In chronic illness, it can be miserable. Like, some days that you just don't even want to get out of bed. So we need to do whatever we possibly can to be removing these toxins from our bodies so that we can put those things aside and still be able to live the lives that we really want to be living and enjoying our lives, not living in fear of like how we're going to live the day or the week or the month. So of course, this is why we need to detox. I figured I'd explain, what exactly a detox, what it means to detox, and it leads us to why we need to detox. Like I just said, if we are not detoxing, we are holding on to all of these toxins that are in our bodies. And guys, these toxins are coming from so many places, including our food and water, including environmental toxins. Like, you just walk outside and just the amount of toxins that literally hit you when you walk out the door is just, you don't even want to think about it. From the pesticides that are on our lawns, when they come around and do your lawn and they spray them with all these things and they're spraying our trees, the cars that drive by, the car that you're driving, the gasoline that's coming out of it. And again, like I said, the food and water you're putting in your body. And not only those things, but stress. Stress actually loads us up with toxins more than you even think, okay? So, all right, I'm still trying to see if I know there were certain people that really wanted to be here. Unfortunately, I don't know, Facebook is a little funky. Like, it doesn't tell me who's on sometimes, so I don't know. Hi, I just saw somebody new join. So we were just kind of talking about like why we need to detox and the amount of toxins that are in our environment at this point of life. Hold on, guys. Getting calls here. Hopefully I didn't mess that up. Sorry, guys. Hey, Tina. So anyway, so we're talking about, we're in toxic overload. We are getting toxins from so many different places. You just don't even know. So I mentioned a bunch of things, and I left out one of my main things that I'm always talking about is the products that we're putting on our bodies. The products that we are putting on our skin. Do you know that our skin is the largest organ in our body? So of course anything we are putting on ourselves is going right into your body and is causing a whole ton of issues. So many issues, guys, that are happening. So we really need to pay attention to the products that we're using. Unfortunately, you can't just go to the store anymore and just buy a lotion off the shelf. If you take a look at it and look at the ingredients in those lotions, I look at them and I want to cry just looking at them, because I can't believe that there are actually companies out there that think it's okay to make these lotions for us that are literally filled with chemicals that are killing us. They are just killing us. And you guys, if you're in my group, you know that I'm straight to the point, guys. I'm not going to sit here and beat around the bush and not tell you the truth. I want you to know, because I want you to be able to do whatever is possible to avoid these things from happening. That's what I'm doing for myself and for my family and for my clients. And you need to be able to do it for yourself. You need to be able to be aware of what is going on and what is causing all of these issues that are currently happening to us, right? So I'm going to go into one. I posted last week, I put up a poll and asked people, what are the things that hold you back from detoxing? What makes you nervous about doing a detox, right? So somebody mentioned, and this is going to be a super quick one, but somebody mentioned just the word detox scares them. And I kind of get it, because I know, to me, when I first heard of detoxing, it was probably before I was even in the wellness industry, to me, it was like a diet, which means starvation. To me, diet goes along with starvation. I don't know about you guys, but that's what I think of when I think of a diet, because I know that when I was younger and in my 20s or, even my late teens, and I was dieting, it was okay, I cannot touch anything. All I can have is one bowl of salad and that is it. I can't eat anything else. So to me, that's complete starvation, and I don't want to live that way. That's misery. I remember doing it and it wasn't fun. So that's one of the things right there. I just want to kind of debunk that a detox is not a diet, okay? A detox is actually a way to start a new lifestyle. So it means making changes so that you can continue on in a better and healthier way. It's making lifestyle changes. And detoxing is not just about food either. So we're going to kind of touch on that. It's about way more than food, okay? It's about how you're living your life. It's about taking time for yourself. It's about self-care. It's about using other tools and different things that you can do to help remove toxins from your body. It is not just about, let me throw out all this food and only drink juices for 2 weeks. That is not what a detox has to be. There are plenty of juice detoxes out there, and I'm not 100% against them, but those are not the detoxes that I run personally. And one of the reasons for that is because I am a diabetic. I'm a type 1 diabetic. No, I couldn't prevent it. I was 2 years old when I got it. And it was caused by certain things that I might talk about at another point, but I'm not going to make a big deal of it right now. But for that reason, I never recommend a juice detox, because if I'm working with people who have similar autoimmune issues as me, I know they can't be doing a juice detox. So what's the point of me putting that out there, you know? So I'm not a person to recommend a juice detox. That's not what you're getting here. So which means you are not starving. I'm in the middle of running a detox right now, and when I talk to these people and they're posting their pictures of what they're eating, they're like, I'm full already, and they still have half a plate of food to go. You are not going to starve on a detox that you do with me. Let's just put it that way, okay? So, and for that reason, then I was talking about that this person was saying, you know, they didn't like the word detox. And I get it, because to a detox, sometimes you think of a diet. And then when you think of a diet, you think of starvation. So that's not what I'm talking about. When I'm talking about a detox, I'm talking about making a change. Changing out the bad for the good. Removing my kids are screaming crazy right now. Removing any of the things that are, causing harm to our bodies, and bringing in things that are actually doing good for our bodies. Okay. So for that reason, I want to talk about my upcoming detox is actually not called a detox. It is actually going to be a reset. So tell me what you think about it. Let me know in the comments or whatever. I'd love to know in the comments, really, if you can respond now. Do you like the sound of reset better? Does that make you feel better? Does that make you less nervous about doing it? Okay, wait, maybe it's not as bad as I thought, right? So let me know what you think. Let me know in the comments if you're watching live or if you're watching in the replay. Tell me what you think. Reset better than detox? Do you think okay, maybe I can actually do that? Let me know. So then we're going to go on to the next topic that was really big from a lot of people, was cost. A lot of people think that it has to cost a fortune to eat healthy and to detox. And I get it. I do get it. Because you're thinking organic food, all of this stuff that I need to get, it's going to cost me everything that I have, right? Sure, you could. I mean, it really all depends on you. It depends on how you're going to shop. It depends on where you're going to shop. And it also depends on what you're going to get. So that's a big thing here. When we are especially doing a detox or a reset, we are, like I said, taking out the bad and bringing in the good. So what that means is you might be buying these good things, but you're no longer buying all of those extra things that you normally would buy. So when you really look at it, you're really not spending any more money, or maybe even not as much money as you normally do when you're doing your regular shopping. Okay? So let's completely debunk that myth there. Detoxing does not have to be expensive, all right? So some of my tips about this and how to keep it at a low cost. First of all, you might not like this one, but I'm gonna put it out there and I'm gonna tell you the truth. Like I said, I'm all about the truth, guys. I'm not going to hide things. I want you to know straight up, because you know what? When I started this, and if I had done this by myself, when I first started, and I literally read a book and it changed my life, and I went and shopped for myself, I swear my first shopping was $700. But I had no help, had no guidance. I just had to take what was written in that book and say okay, this is what I'm going to buy. And it was 10 pages long of stuff. And of course I went to the most expensive stores because I had to go to the health store, and that's where I knew I would get what I needed, right? Well, this is what's different now. Especially if you're doing it with me, there is guidance. There is complete guidance in what you need to do, what you need to get, where you can get it for your best cost, and how you're going to do that. You're getting rid of bad. Everybody's calling me now. How you're getting rid of the bad and bringing in the good. And it literally winds up balancing out so that you're not spending that much money. Okay. But so like I was saying, I have some tips. One of my things is, shopping at certain stores. I don't know where you're located, but whoever is here in Florida and probably most of the US, I'm thinking, may have access to Trader Joe's. I know there are quite a few states that now have Earth Fare, which isn't necessarily your most cost-effective store, but you can get the best quality of produce from them. They're very transparent about all of their food and what they're selling. So if you take a look through their sales though and stuff, hey Jess, if you take a look through their stuff, you can probably get some good stuff for a deal there. And then there's Whole Foods, which if you have a Prime account is pretty awesome. You get really good discounts at Whole Foods now, especially on their produce if you have a Prime account. And then, I mean, there's even stores like if you really have to, you can go to Walmart. Walmart literally sells like organic produce at this point. So it doesn't have to be that you're spending $1,000 to do a detox. Like you can literally do it in a super low amount. I'm not going to give a cost because it depends on how many people are in your family and whatever. But so that's one of the things. And then the thing that I mentioned before, and I said you're probably not going to like it, but I have to be true about it. Sometimes you just have to sacrifice some stuff, guys. If you want to make a change in your health, you might have to say, forget about shopping this week for clothes, and I'd rather go get these certain products that are going to help me and my body heal and feel better. Sorry guys, hope you're still there. Losing service here. So anyway, like I was saying, sometimes we just need to make some sacrifices. It is what it is. If you want to feel better, hey girl, hey. So Jess, you know what I'm talking about, right? Like we have to sacrifice sometimes. And you know what? The way I look at it is, do I rather do something for myself now so that I can feel better and so that I can live my life? Or do I rather wait and have to down the line spend a fortune because I'm in a hospital with who knows what? For me, I'd much rather be proactive than reactive. So just take that into account. Like, is it time to just sacrifice like, oh crap, this week I can't go buy a new, getting asked, I want to tag people in here. No. Okay. Hey, I don't know. I'm seeing some people here. I don't know. But hi guys, welcome whoever is actually here because I can't tell who's here right now. Facebook is being crazy. But so sacrifice, guys. And I've done it so many times. Like there are times where I have to make a choice like, am I gonna go out and do this tonight or am I gonna go and buy myself good food? And you know what? For me, I choose the food every single time. I choose the products that I know are going to help me with my autoimmune symptoms and with chronic illness so that I don't have to deal with that. So it's a choice. It's a choice that we all need to make. It's going to be a sacrifice either way. Yeah, exactly, Jess. And you know what? I'd rather make the sacrifice now than later on when I'm at the point of in a hospital bed and not able to do anything, right? I know you're with me. So that was another thing. And then I mentioned before, you know, when we're trading out the bad for the good, you have to think about the cost of those products that you were purchasing, the processed foods that most likely were adding up, guys. If you're buying like Chips Ahoy chocolate chip cookies and like 10 bags of potato chips and now you're not buying them and you're buying fruit instead, you're not going to be spending more money. You're going to balance it out, or you might even be spending less money when you're trading it out and just getting yourself some good fruits and vegetables, right? And no, I'm not saying that's all that we're going to have while we detox and stuff, but I'm just saying, for instance, you know, we're swapping those two things out. It's not going to be it shouldn't be a difference in cost when you shop for a detox as opposed to what you would normally shop for. Okay, so that was cost. The next topic that a lot of people were saying was a big thing. I feel like I'm missing one here. Was time. And I know we think it's going to take us a ton of time to do what we need to do to detox, but it really doesn't have to be, guys. One of my absolute favorite things is frozen fruit and frozen vegetables. And you can get them organic. Um, they are already chopped up, cut, frozen in a bag. So when it's time to make them, all you need to do if you're making a smoothie is pour the fruits into a blender. Or if you're making veggies, pour them into your pot, pan, however you're going to make them, right? So super, super easy. Takes out so much of your time of having to cut and chop and whatever you're going to do with all of the stuff you're using, right? So I know a lot of people that want to detox are people who have super full schedules between kids and businesses or jobs or whatever it is. And they're just like, I don't have time to sit in my kitchen and start cooking and making food. It doesn't have to take that long. I mean, while we are doing these detoxes, you can even use an Instapot or whatever, crock pot or any of those things. It doesn't mean that you have to literally be sitting in front of your juicer all day long in order to detox. It's not necessary. And like I said, in this case, in all of my detoxes, I don't do juice detoxes. They don't work well with me in my conditions and most of my clients' conditions. So really, it's not something that I'm promoting. Yes, we do some juices, definitely, but they don't have to be difficult. And I give my guidance on how to do it the easiest way, how to make them at a certain point so that you're not constantly having to juice and all of these things. So, don't let time be something that holds you back from actually doing a detox. You could be missing out on like the best thing of your life because you're thinking that you're not going to have the time to do it. So that's time. And then I have two more. So the next one is change. And I had a specific person ask this, and she's saying, that she feels bad because she's even done it to her kids, that they have just gotten on a roll of just eating fast food. And she had a super like legit reason for doing it, and I totally understand it. She was going through a lot, and they wound up eating like fast food meals for like 3 times a day. And I get it, guys. There was a point in my life that I was doing the same thing, and I'm sure that almost everybody on here can say that they've been there and they've done it. So I get it. I totally understand it. But so now she's scared, and she's like, how am I going to change? My kids are so used to eating this way. Like, what am I supposed to do? So my big thing that I was saying to her that I'm going to say now is that really, like, most of my detoxes wind up being 2 weeks long, and it's 2 weeks for a reason. 2 weeks is what it really takes for us to make a change. And for instance, I'm going to say about a recent detox that I did, I'm running another one currently, but I had recently run a sugar detox. And I told everybody it's going to take 2 weeks for you to completely get off sugar and not even be craving it. So I had people like crazy telling me, oh my goodness, it was only a week and they were already like not craving the sugar, not needing it, right? And I keep getting messages from the same people who did this sugar detox telling me that they still haven't picked up anything with sugar. And even myself, I'm going to tell you guys, if you didn't do that sugar detox, or if you didn't see the posts I was sharing about it, I had gotten hooked on chai lattes from Starbucks. Hello, anybody else? I don't know. Tell me. They got me, and I was always against Starbucks, guys. Like for years, I was like, no way. Like it's horrible for you. What are you doing? And sure enough, a friend of mine here, who is also in wellness, me and her had gone Christmas shopping one day, and she's like, let's go in Starbucks. You need to have a chai latte. And I listened. And I was like, whatever, I'm going to have one chai latte. I'm fine. No big deal. Well, let me tell you, it put me into like this complete rabbit hole that I was like every day wanting a chai latte. Like the sugar in that thing triggered my brain, and it was literally like they compare sugar addiction to cocaine addiction. Really scary. So just think of when you see these people who are coke addicts and heroin addicts and all this, and you're like, oh my God, like how could they be like that? That's what's happening to us with sugar. And that's what sugar does to us. It triggers our brains the exact way that cocaine and heroin do. So that's kind of what happened to me with those chai lattes. And I mean, I wasn't drinking them every day. I had to stop myself. Like, I wasn't about to spend, $5-6 on a latte every day. It wasn't happening. So I would limit it to like maybe once a week. Or of course, if I had to meet with a client, I'd be like, Starbucks it is. And like, that's what I'm getting. So, you know, I every chance I had, I would go and get it. So doing that sugar detox, I really did it a lot for myself because I was like, I need to get off of this. I can't do it. So when I ran it, it was pretty amazing because it literally took me about 3 days to finally say, I don't need it. I don't need the latte, and that's it. There were still days where I was like, oh man, I really would love to get it, but I'm in the middle of this detox. I can't do this to my people. Like, how could I go and mess it up when I'm having them do this, you know? So thankfully, they kind of kept me accountable. And then that 2 weeks ended, and it literally like just completely vanished from my mind. Like, there has been no thought even about going to a Starbucks to get a latte. So that's kind of what I'm saying here. When we do a detox and you do it for 2 weeks and you start eating this really good food, and you're eating fruit, it's not like you're not having anything sweet, and you're eating, you're eating things still that are salty, sweet, and all of these things. After 2 weeks, it's really pretty simple to just stay away from the stuff and just continue eating these types of foods, right? So like I said, this person that was saying she's worried about change, it really doesn't have to be so hard. And I mean, it can be done with your kids just as well. When I'm detoxing, my kids are detoxing. I literally serve them the exact same food that I'm having, whether it's smoothies or any type of food. They do it with me. And it makes it really easy because then after 2 weeks, they know no different. Like, that's it. They're hooked on what we've been having, and you just stay with it, okay? So if change is a worry, just remember that. It doesn't have to be as bad as you think. And so what else did I have? But yeah, and I mean, the whole thing is just really just staying on track. And that's a big part of my programs and my detoxes and stuff, is that you still have access to me after. And when we end our detoxes, we go through an entire call where I'm able to guide you, and I'm able to give you suggestions on how to keep going forward without going back into your old habits. So that's that. And then the last one I'm going to talk about, which I kind of touched on a little before, but I also had someone worried because they have hypoglycemia, which means they have low blood sugar. And as a type 1 diabetic, I totally understand it, although mine is high, and I have to take insulin to make it low. But then again, there are plenty of times where it drops because I've taken too much or whatever, something like that. So I can relate to both sides of it. But so what I want to say about this, like I mentioned before, I am not running a juice detox. You're not going to be living on juice and like no food and feeling like you're starving. And then at the same time, you're not going to be having sugar. Yes, fruit and stuff, but it's in moderation, and there's, certain amounts of it. So it really shouldn't affect your blood sugar levels. Of course, I absolutely recommend speaking with your doctor first and letting them know what you're doing. But you don't need to worry about, having drops in your sugar and stuff like that, really. Hi, Jessica. You shouldn't have to worry about any of that kind of stuff if you're, with this kind of detox. Like I said, it's not a starvation diet. And like I said, at the very beginning, I know a lot of people relate a detox to a diet, and a diet means starvation. This is totally not that. All of my detoxes have food, smoothies, fruit, all of this different stuff. So you shouldn't have to worry about starvation. And the other thing about these is there is no calorie restriction. Again, like a diet. So a detox and a diet are two totally different things. A diet you're doing because you want to lose weight and like that's your point. A detox is because you're ridding toxins from your body that are causing you harm and sickness and illness and pain, okay? So two totally different things. Now, I am going to say though, it doesn't mean that you're not going to lose weight. So that's one really big plus with a detox is that the purpose of it is really to feel better. But of course, there is that huge bonus of usually losing a few pounds. This past week, I have one of my clients, I will share her picture because she did really awesome. In 1 week, she lost 6.5 pounds. And this girl is a trainer. She is like hardcore, like knows what she's doing, and lost 6.5 pounds from doing the detox. So you absolutely could lose weight if that is what you are trying to do, okay? And if you're not, then you just need to let me know and we can make sure that we try to, make sure that you have like the right recipes and right things to do so that you're not really losing weight. I know for myself, it never hurts to lose just a few pounds. I'm all good with that, right? So sorry guys. It's like everybody knows I'm on here doing this. I'm getting message after message. So anyway, we're going to talk about really quickly what is coming up. Like I mentioned before, that I changed my next detox to a reset. And it is actually going to be the immune reset. And we are starting on October 14th. It will be a 2-week reset. I'm not going to use the word detox. It's going to be a 2-week reset. So which means we are going to be taking out the bad stuff and we're going to be bringing in the good stuff. Like I mentioned before, you have me for your guidance and for your support. We have a Facebook group where everything is put in there. You have, oh my God, so many guides. We have recipe guides. We have a detox guide that is about 44 pages long, has so much information for you guys. I would never leave you hanging. Like I said, we are in the Facebook group, so I'm in there daily posting things and answering questions for everybody. And really, the whole point of it is to reset your immune system. I know many people that are here have either chronic illness, autoimmune, different stuff like that, adrenal fatigue. This is going to work for any of you, okay? It is a really awesome detox. You do need to commit yourself. I will just tell you right off the bat, like I said before, not hiding anything. You need to make a commitment. You need to know that you really want this. You need to know that this is really important for you. You need to know that you need to make a change in your body and that you just don't want to feel like crap anymore, okay? So I'm telling you straight up, because I don't want no surprises, right? I'm not going to leave you any surprises. I want you to know, like, you need to know what you are looking for here, right? So if you're not ready to commit and you're not ready to do it, then it's not the right thing for you. I will tell you right now, okay? But we have a ton of things. So like I said, all of these guides, I have 2, like for each of the weeks of the detox, the reset. It has suggested meals and recipes, a shopping list to go with it. We have a physical and emotional wellness kit, which has a whole bunch of other things for you to do. Like I mentioned before, my resets are not just food-based. They are complete whole body, okay? That is holistic. It is not just about the food you're eating. It is about so many things. So we have that kit, which has a whole ton of things for you to be able to do while you're detoxing to really, really help you get the absolute most out of this detox, okay? So the big thing right now, you guys are here, so you get to hear the good news right now. I have a really big deal going on. I'm doing an early bird. If you register before October 5th, it is $97 to do the detox with me, the immune reset, okay? After October 5th, it will go up to $127, and we will start October 14th, which actually means that we start October 10th because it gives you 4 days to prep and to get your food and to get everything that you need. So I'd really like you registered before, by that day, by the 10th at least. So like I said, by the 5th, you get early bird deal, $97. After the 5th and up through the 10th, it's $127. And what I decided to throw in this time, which is really super, super cool, is I am doing a bring your friend deal. So for $97, you and a friend can both do the immune reset. Okay, no extra cost for it, nothing, $97. You get to bring a friend, and what's really cool about that is that means not only are you getting my support, but you're getting the support of your friends and the accountability, because you don't want to lie to your friend and tell her, oh, wait, yes, I ate perfectly, when you know you really went and ate a cheeseburger, right? So it's really cool that you can have that support and that accountability. And for $97, hey, you and your friend split it. It's not even $50 a piece, right? So I want to know if you are ready to do this reset. I want you to comment below. Just let me know reset, and I will send you the information. And then you'll definitely be seeing more about it in my group, on my page, wherever you're watching from. You will definitely be hearing about it coming up, and I'll be sharing plenty about it. And then again, if you have any questions, if you are watching the replay, make sure to ask the questions below, and I will be happy to answer them for you. I want to make sure you know everything you need to know about this, so you can determine whether it's time for you to do a detox or not, right? So I think I am literally hitting like so close to time, guys. I said 6:45. I never end before. I'm always a talker and keep going. So you guys should be proud of me. Okay, well, thank you all for watching. If you have questions, please